Wildwood Forest is an approximate 390-acre private forest located within the Wildwood Property Owners Association, a private community in the town of Toland in western Massachusetts. The WPOA was created by a developer in the 1960s after the land had been logged for valuable timber. The present forest at the WPOA is a mix of predominantly mature hemlock, pine, and mixed hardwood forest that abuts two human-made lakes. In 2020, an internal forest committee recommended a management plan to the WPOA board. The group's presentation description of the forest is as follows. The percentage of mature forest to young forest appears to be out of balance. 10% of the general habitat should be kept in an open condition. The remaining 90% of the landscape should be maintained in a patchwork of development classes of forest. A landscape of this mosaic, as well as riparian areas, lakes, ponds, and other inclusions, is believed to sustain diverse populations of wildlife. Question number 1. Do the restoration actions that you see match the original ones? The restoration actions have not begun due to delays in procurement during the pandemic. However, it is all set to begin in 2020. They have first started working on a stand 1 of approximately 37 hectares located in the northeastern section of the property, which has relatively flat terrain and also contains a wetland complex consisting of forest swamp, shrub swamp, and marsh habitats. This stand contains a number of invasive shrubs including Japanese barberry, multiflora rose, buckthorn, oriental bittersweet, and autumn olive. There are also portions of the old field with apple, blueberry, and aspen. The restoration actions seek to remove canopy trees to allow sunlight to reach the forest floor. The germination of tree seedling shrubs and herbaceous vegetation will be stimulated by this action. Creation of a young forest will give the New England cottontail, American woodcock, and many other species easy access to the shrubs and protection of the dense thickets. Question number 2. Are the results what they are intended to be? As mentioned, restoration actions have not yet begun, but the WPOA has 3 goals: promote biological diversity, enhance wildlife habitat, and protect water quality. The initial restoration actions for the first stand seem readily achievable since the stand is easily accessible from the road, and the actions seem straightforward enough, and they are 3. Number 1. Clear cut with retentions. The trees to be retained are young, dense softwood cover and hard and soft mass-producing trees and shrubs, removing all aspen, softwoods, and non-mass-producing trees and shrubs. Number 2, invasive species, controlled by mechanical and chemical treatment. And number 3, brush piles for wildlife, utilizing the cut wood to make shelters. Question number 3. What do you think were the reasons for failure of the project? As mentioned above, the restoration actions have not yet begun, so I will go on to the following question. Question number 4. Is there anything you have learned that can be used in your restoration project? I live at Wildwood and hence why I selected this forest. Learning more about it has a very personal meaning to me. In particular, I was very interested in the management of the stand 1, the creation of early successional forests for the cottontail rabbit. The forest type needs for this species, shrubs, dense thickets, is very similar to the needs of the golden-winged warbler, the species that we are studying in our report. Further, the recommended proportion in the stand between the early succession and mature forests of 10:90 is also of interest. Our team is exploring the question on what is the appropriate baseline that can guide a restoration project for the warbler. Our question tries to get to the heart of what is natural. How much is early successional forest natural or a product of human disturbance? The current project can help shed some light.